I'm here in Cancun, and you are watching Five4Fitness. Look at that view. So a lot of people don't like the plate method, but I think it's a very good way of organizing what's on your plate and ensuring that you guys get everything that's necessary. Now, a go-to meal where I'm concerned is just taking your plate, splitting it in half, and then splitting one of those halves into quarters. I make sure that one half has any sort of non-starchy vegetable. Now, this is where people get really confused because they think automatically lettuce or salad. That's great, but there's so many other options that people forget about sometimes, like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, spinach, things like that. And I make sure that I have these three colors represented in that half of that plate. So that might mean spinach, tomatoes, and cauliflower. So I take one of those quarters and I make sure that I put it with a lean protein source. Now, in terms of what's a lean protein source, that may look like chicken with the skin taken off, or beef that's of a leaner cut, or fish. A problem that a lot of vegetarians have sometimes is making sure that they get a complete protein. And so that may mean taking a grain and mixing with something like beans or lentils and ensuring that we get the same amount of protein that a meat eater would get. Now, that last quarter, what goes in there? Now, this is where it gets very plant specific, because if you're on something like Weight Watchers where your choices are a little bit more open, this is where I put a starch. I always make sure that it's a starch that's low digested, such as brown rice over white rice, brown bread, things like that. I also make sure that this is where I get my fiber. That will look like something called inulin, which is that, something like benefiber you can sprinkle on something. Or I am a really big fan of flax seeds, not flaxseed oil, which is also good, but I like the crunch that flax seeds provide in my meal. So I will take some brown rice and take a tablespoon of flaxseed and mix it right in there and get a crunch in my meal. Now, starches is something that a lot of people are very afraid of because they have linked them to weight gain, and so they may choose a lower carbohydrate plan. So in this case, what I would typically do then is take lower source of carbohydrates. So instead of bread, I might put 3 pieces of Melba toast or something like that. Or I might take there's many low-carb tortillas that are available on the market, and I would maybe take one of those and put a little bit of a spread on that, so maybe like a tablespoon of maybe the flavored mayonnaise out there, something like that. So I hope that you got some information about a go-to meal. My theory on meals is that it shouldn't come from a box. I just want to take this time to thank you all for watching. It really amazes me when you go away for a week and you come back and you still see people getting involved. I like that the responses as well are getting longer and longer, people providing their opinions on so much. It's really important to see where people are coming from, because that's the only way we know where to take the series next. I also want to take this time to thank Lisa and Jillian for doing their special guest spot on last Wednesday for me. You both did an amazing job. Stephanie is going to be here in her usual Thursday spot. Please watch her video, show her some love, and I'll see you next week.